case of the plank, we used to say, those days, early past, when they talk about go to the gym, people say plank exercise, plank exercise. So that's why we changed the name of plank to other name. All right. So through the body linkage and all that, they transmit the force and all that. And also we talk about several studies examining the core muscle activation during the execution of various exercise. Example, we using stable and unstable surfaces. So we can use that stable or unstable. So that for whoever want to start with the core strength exercises, I would suggest you to use the stable surface first. Yeah, stable first. So nowadays, most of the athletes, they have to know more about core and they start training with the core. Without the core, then after that, they after training session, their back pain and all that, then they realize that, oh, their core is having problem now. Yeah? And also, core muscles, where is the reason of this core muscle? Is somewhere around here. Yeah, all this is the main core muscle. But normally, people go to gym, seldom train, maybe they do some sit-up, maybe they do some Rikta'ß, but didn't train the holistic way of this core. People go for bicep, tricep, maybe pectoralis majors, all these muscles, like lymphedema, all that, but they don't really train all these whole 29 pairs as a box. Not many people do that. Yeah? That's right. And also the core, the term is actually fitness professional in conjunction with the functional, means like core means whenever you sit down, we walking, we running, everything is actually functional. So when you pull certain thing, or you punch certain thing, or all these reactions and all that all need core to support us. And also the functional terms I use the preferences as specific in terms of performance of the task. Any task, let's say example in sport, there are so many tasks that you need to do. You need to kick, you need to punch, anything. So that again, core is let's say example, we want to punch people. Let's say you punch like that, you don't have an impact. So what do? You used to twist the core. Twist. Then the core is actually produce additional impact or force to the person. So it's still whoever in the martial art, they need to do that as well. And also core strength and the basic, so the muscles are key in the efficient functioning in our body. They affect the posture, they affect our balance, they affect our coordination, and also they affect our mobility and stabilize our trunk during movement. So let's say example, we slip our leg. So who are the ones that actually pull our body back? It's actually our core. So every movement, then when you are imbalanced or unbalanced in terms of certain things, then the stabilizer is actually the core. So the anatomical core represents the kinetic link through the which is stored at angular velocity transfer from the lower to the upper as well. So that every single thing that when you do kicking, so the transfer of the energy is still there. From where? Again, the core. So I think whoever in the physical education, when they say you want to do a discus throw, you cannot throw like that. So what do? You need to use the core to help you to push away. So again, core is the most important, but a lot of people we think. So in terms of that, why I presented this test and measurement, to make sure that some of you who want to pursue maybe a PhD scholar or something like that, so they can use all these tests and measurements to do that. So muscular core assessments are either static or even dynamic. So static or even, we call it isometric. Because testing requires people to hold a position for a period of time and no movement at all. So isometric is still there. And then also you can go for dynamic. So you can do a testing on the static or dynamic. This is isometric test. You can do that. So if you can stay longer, means your core is good in terms of your static movement. And also, the other thing, there are so many other things. We have all this equipment so that you actually can test on that as well, if you want. And other than isometric test, this is no invention comes in and all that. So they can see how much actually can you sustain as well. And also isometric tests, these are the isometric tests as well. And some move into the dynamic test. And Also, isokinetic test, of course, you need to have an isokinetic machine. Yeah, I don't know. My university purchased the isokinetic machine. Costs us Malaysia ringgit is 1.2 million.
Yes, it is very costly there also.
Yeah, very, very costly. This isokinetic machine is very, very costly. And yet, every time the machine got problem, you tell the technician come, 15,000 Malaysia ringgit to repair, to check. Too expensive. Yeah? All these isokinetic. And also, there are sophisticated isokinetic machine as well. And of course, you can't do that, then you go for maybe the functional one, actually iso-initial rotation test, you can do that as well. Also testing on the core. And then also functional test, you can go for that with the testing with your core as well. And much easier. And then also this power test as well, you can do that with just a gym ball. And also same goes to this, and then also the core muscle test as well, you can do that as well. And also, in terms of that, that's why a lot of people say, hey, what is so great about core strength? We found three intellectual property. People don't believe that, hey, only this. Yes, I done that. So intellectual property is very important now there, because it belongs to you. Yeah? So first one, we use the 360 titanium core strength exercise. Number two, all angles are dynamic core strength workout. And then three, that moreover apparatus exercises to accommodate. But everything is talk about core. Yeah, everything is talk about core. Nothing else. So what are the things that intellectual property? Number one, this is a book. I really hope I bring 50 books. This morning arrived. Yeah, bring 50 books of this book. So this small booklet is actually the first IP. So I hope that tomorrow I can conduct a workshop before I go home to all the students, whoever participants. And anybody interested, then tomorrow then you look into this. These are the small book, the first IP. And these are the exercises, very simple ones. Then people say, hey, only 12 exercises you create an IP. Yeah, why not you do? Why you never come up with the idea? So you do that. Yeah? So the second IP, that we still the same, but this time we're using the dynamic elbow prone, that you do have a dynamic, the movement is there. And anybody know this guy? This guy is actually a world champion in tower climbing. He's a world champion. He's still holding that. Yeah? So all these are dynamic way. The first one was static only, just holding, but this one is dynamic way. And the third IP, we created another third IP in terms of that. And it's still, but this time we use the unstable surface. That means the surface mobile, move, gym ball, sweat. Yeah? PRX also sweat. All these are sweat. So all these are gym ball exercises and all that. We still almost similar, but only you can see the using PRX and all that. This is my students. He is good in football as well. So that all this is similar to what you've gone through and all that. So with the simple thing, we created three intellectual property. I just show you an idea. Actually, you also can do that. So many things that intellectual property can be used. Yeah, under the copyright. And also, with another topic in this book, we are talking about this book. Yeah, this book is actually Professor Rajesh Kumar with me, and then also Professor Ratu with me, and then this Dr. Linggis is actually one of the presidents in yoga in Malaysia. So he wrote one chapter, and then Lai Ling is my PhD student, PhD scholar, then completed with low back pain. Yeah? So other topics and core strength with balance. I still got more things to do in terms of the core strength. So I need scholars, whoever, to support me, to add more new knowledge in this area. Small things, but more things. And then core strength and physical tests, and then core strength and the low back pain, and then core strength with the isometric exercises, core strength with the general health. This general health nowadays, a lot of people talk about that. in Malaysia as well, people don't discuss about that. You talk about sex life. Wow. So Indian, I think maybe you talk about sex life will be much, much difficult. But in Malaysia, say, simply for procedure, you talk about core strength and sex life. Wow. People say, why you talk about sex life? All this, female and all that. But it's so important now. Yeah? And also contribute yoga and on the core strength. So that Master Lingam wrote the chapter. We study more, we get this book. Yeah? Okay, this is the first book. Publication of the first book is, this is a book IP. And then in terms of IP, these are the IP that the publication in terms of, we did the first research on blood pressure. IP actually, when you talk about core strength exercises, we consider isometric exercise. Isometric exercise can induce to secrete nitric oxide. So when the nitric oxide comes in, actually dilute or expand the vessel. When you expand the vessel, what happens? The blood pressure comes down. So that is very important. So that 360 core strength exercise on a balanced teenager, because that time a lot of people say teenagers always have no balance. So we try on that. So we get, all these are from research grant. No research grant, I cannot do the research. They got, government did the research grant. So 1 grant, 2 grants, and then 3 grants, low back pain. This is my PhD student. And then she also did on the table tennis, because table tennis, they use a lot of this twisting in terms of, table tennis. So they always got this low back pain. So that I told my students to do it on the table tennis player, because they need that. Okay? And then also table tennis player, these are the things like, so far we, in terms of our publication, we got 4 publications now. It should be more. But for me alone to do, focus on this, I don't think so I can do. So that I need more people to support, publish more paper, enlarge this knowledge in this core strength, and get more publication, get more IP, then people know that very important, this core strength.